Welcome back to Wealth of Words. We like to dig into books that really kind of make you rethink things. I'm Richard, and I'll be one of your co-hosts for this little adventure.
And I'm Isabella.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
And today we are going to be looking at a book that's by,
who is it?
Henry Kissinger,
Oh, wow.
of all people.
That's not who I was expecting.
Genesis.
Okay.
The book is called Genesis.
Okay.
And it's about artificial intelligence.
Okay, so not the usual for him.
Not exactly, no.
Yeah.
But he wrote this book with Craig Mundie, who was at Microsoft, and Eric Schmidt, formerly of Google.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it's really interesting to see kind of their perspective on AI.
And what is their perspective on AI?
Well, they get into some really big ideas.
Okay.
One of the first things they say is that the impact of AI is going to be as big as nuclear weapons were in the 20th century.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, they're not pulling any punches.
Okay, so what do they mean by that? Like, are we all going to get blown up?
No, they don't mean literally blown up.
Okay.
But they are saying that the impact that AI is going to have on like the world order is going to be just absolutely
huge,
monumental.
Right. So they're talking about like global power.
Yeah, global power, even what it means to be human.
Okay. Well, speaking of what it means to be human, they use this term Homo technicus.
Yes, Homo technicus.
So is that?
And so that's their idea of kind of this fusion between humans and AI.
So like humans and AI living together.
Well, not just living together, but actually like evolving together almost into like a
new species.
Yeah, new species.
Okay, so
should I be worried about robots taking over?
Well, that's the big question, right?
Yeah.
They do get into the risks of AI.
Okay.
But they also talk about the potential upside.
Okay, what are those?
So, for example, imagine if we could enhance our cognitive abilities with AI or eradicate diseases or really just sort of
reaching our full potential.
Our full potential.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds pretty utopian.
It does, but it also sounds a little bit scary.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
what about the downsides?
They do warn about the possibility of an AI arms race.
Oh, okay.
Where, countries are competing to get the most powerful AI.
Powerful AI.
Okay, so like whoever has the best AI wins?
It's almost like that, yeah.
And that's kind of scary.
Yeah. So they really emphasize the need for international cooperation regulations.
Yeah, so we don't have this like AI dystopia.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, even on a personal level, they talk about how AI could actually change how we think.
What do they mean?
They talk about this idea of a dark enlightenment.
Dark enlightenment.
Where AI is so advanced that it's generating insights that we can't even wrap. Yeah.
So are we just supposed to like blindly follow the machines then? Well, they don't think so.
Okay.
They really emphasize the importance of human judgment.
So we still need to be in control.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have to make sure that technology serves us and not the other way around.
Makes sense.
And then they get into like the geopolitical implications.
So how is AI going to change the world stage?
Well, they say that it could shift the balance of power.
Okay.
Imagine countries that have advanced AI having a huge advantage.
Right, a huge advantage.
In pretty much every area.
Economically, militarily, politically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They even talk about the possibility of,
what do they call it?
AI-dictated hegemonies.
Whoa. Okay, so kind of scary stuff.
It is.
So what are we supposed to do?
Well.
They offer some solutions, and we'll get into that after the break.
All right. Welcome back to Wealth of Words.
We're talking about Genesis, this book that has us thinking about AI in a whole new light.
It's definitely been eye-opening.
Before the break, we were talking about AI diplomacy.
Right, that was a big one.
Yeah.
They really seem to think it's important.
Yeah, so what exactly is that? Like, is that a bunch of diplomats sitting around talking about algorithms?
I mean, kind of, but it's more than that.
Okay.
It's about countries coming together and making some rules
fair.
for AI.
Yeah.
Some guidelines.
So like treaties, agreements.
Yeah. Think of it like, the agreements we have for nuclear weapons.
Right.
To make sure they're not used in a bad way.
Okay, but how do you make sure everyone actually follows those rules?
That's the tough part, right?
Right, yeah.
Because, what if...
What if one country just decides, you know what?
Yeah.
Forget the rules. I'm building my own super AI.
Exactly. They could go rogue.
Yeah.
The book actually talks about that.
Yeah.
They say it's going to be a challenge, but it has to happen.
Because the consequences are too great.
Right. An AI arms race is the last thing we need.
So cooperation is key.
Yeah, everyone working together.
Working together, okay.
And, it's not just governments. It's all of us.
Okay, so what can we do?
Well, for starters, be informed.
So, read up on AI.
Yeah, educate yourself, understand the issues.
Engage in those conversations that we were talking about earlier.
Yes, and hold our leaders accountable.
Okay, make sure.
Demand transparency.
They're doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's about being proactive.
Okay, so we're not just,
Right, we're not just passengers.
Yeah, not just along for the ride.
We can help shape the future of AI.
Okay, so back to this wild idea.
Back to coevolution.
Of human-AI coevolution.
It's pretty wild, right?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it's like...
merging with machines.
The humans and AI blurring together.
Yeah.
The authors say it could really happen.
Okay, so like cyborg.
Well, it could start subtly.
Okay.
Augmented intelligence, where AI systems help us think better.
So like AI assistants.
Yeah, but even more integrated.
Okay, that's still kind of freaky.
It is, and then it could get even more, intense.
Okay, like what? What are you thinking?
Genetic modifications.
Whoa.
Hold on.
That's where it gets changing our DNA to be more like machines.
To be more compatible with AI, yes.
Okay, that's where I draw the line.
So that's where it gets ethically complicated.
Yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
The book acknowledges that.
Yeah.
They say...
How do they say?
We need to be very careful. Right.
Very thoughtful.
We can't just rush into it.
No, not at all.
So what are they suggesting?
Global cooperation.
Okay, so everyone's got to be on the same page.
Yes. Transparency, clear guidelines.
We need some rules.
Rules, oversight, ethical frameworks.
Okay, to make sure nobody's doing anything crazy.
Right, to make sure it benefits everyone.
Okay, so it's not just about, the technology itself.
It's about how we use it.
It's about how we manage it.
And who controls it.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Control and responsibility.
Okay, so this is getting pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about.
So we've got coevolution, we've got AI diplomacy, and all these...
ethical dilemmas.
Ethical questions.
Yeah, this book really makes you think.
It's a lot to process.
It is, but it's important.
Okay, so where do we go from here?
Well, I think the first step is awareness.
Okay, understanding the issues.
Understanding the issues, and then...
having these conversations.
Okay, so talking about it.
Talking about...
with friends, with family.
Yeah, with everyone.
With everyone.
Because this is going to affect all of us.
Yeah, this is not something that's just happening in a lab somewhere.
It's going to change the world.
This is something that's going to impact everyone.
And we need to be ready.
So we're back.
Back again.
And we've been talking about this book, Genesis. And lots to unpack.
It's really got us thinking.
Definitely a lot to think about.
Especially this whole coevolution thing.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Like merging with machines.
It's kind of scary, right?
Yeah, I'm still not sure.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that.
It's definitely pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
But the authors seem to think it's inevitable almost.
Okay, so if it is going to happen, where do we draw the line?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, how much is too much? At what point are we not even human anymore?
Exactly.
And the book does talk about that.
Yeah, they warn against going too far too fast.
Okay, like what specifically?
Especially with genetic modifications.
Right.
They say we need to be really careful with that.
Yeah, because it's messing with the very essence of who we are.
Right. It's not like getting a software update.
Yeah.
This is changing our DNA.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're saying, slow down.
Slow down. Think about the consequences.
Yeah.
Make sure we have ethical guidelines.
Ethical guidelines. Okay. So who's going to make those?
That's another big question.
Yeah. Because what's to stop?
What's to stop,
Some rogue scientist or corporation.
Stuff doing their own thing, creating, a super race.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, it is.
So the authors say
we
need global cooperation.
So again, with the AI diplomacy, Yeah. Everyone needs to be on the same page.
Okay.
Transparency, regulations.
We need to know what's happening.
Yeah.
And we need some rules.
We need rules.
Okay.
Oversight.
Yeah. So it's not just about the technology itself.
It's bigger than that.
It's about how we use it.
Yeah.
How we manage it.
Who controls it?
Who controls it, yeah.
Those are the big questions.
Okay, so this has been a really thought-provoking conversation.
This book has really challenged us.
Yeah. Genesis has definitely given us a lot to think about.
And it's not over when we close the book.
Yeah, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
So we encourage everyone. Yeah. Keep thinking about these issues.
Keep talking about them.
Talking about them, asking those tough questions.
Yeah, because ultimately, the future of AI is in our hands.
That's to us to shape it.
So, that's it for this episode of Wealth of Words.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into Genesis.
And we'll see you next time for another thought-provoking book.
Keep reading, everyone.